5 myths about being trans. Number 1, gender transition is entirely sexual in nature. For some people, maybe transitioning is sexual in nature, but there's a concept called AGP, or autogynephilia, which was a myth that all trans women were sexually attracted to the idea of having a vagina, and that is their sole purpose for transition. That's not true. Most trans people have absolutely no sexual motive for their transition. It's entirely about their identity and how they view themselves. And transition is ultimately about having yourself match who you are on the inside. And anything else is just extra. Number 2, all trans people experience dysphoria. It's not true at all. Some people have a very supportive network that's able to help them mitigate a lot of the effects of dysphoria. And maybe they just don't experience physical dysphoria to begin with. And that's totally valid. You can be trans and not experience dysphoria, but still want to transition. Number 3, all trans people want the surgery. First of all, there's not just one surgery. So there's no the surgery. But second of all, some people don't want it, and that's fine. Some people want to keep their factory-issued hardware. And to be fair, it's none of your business. If you know a trans person, don't ask them if they're getting that, because unless you're sleeping with them, who cares? Number 4, trans people just want to trick straight cis people into thinking that they're the gender they are presenting as. Trans people aren't trying to trick anybody. They're just trying to live more authentically. Some people are very open about their trans status. Like me, everyone knows I'm trans. I'm very vocal about it. I'm sitting in front of a camera right now. But some people don't want people to know that they're trans, and that's called living stealth. But even if you're living stealth, that doesn't mean you're trying to trick people. You're just living as you. Part of that is thinking that trans people are trying to trick men into sleeping with them. And to be fair, we don't want to sleep with you if you're transphobic anyway, so no. Number 5, gender is static. Maybe you have a gender identity that you're really comfortable with right now. That doesn't mean that it'll be the gender identity that you have 5 years from now, and that's totally fine. I identified for 6 years as genderqueer instead of female, and that's what I needed to identify at the time. It's what was right for my identity. Do some people detransition? Sure, but that percentage of people is very low. We actually have numbers for that, and it's 0.2% of people who surgically alter their body for transition end up detransitioning. That's almost nobody. So while gender may be fluid for some people, don't assume that people are going to detransition and regret their transition. It's very unlikely. Chances are, if somebody says they are a certain gender identity, they know more than you do.